Now I'm facing ChessBrah, Grandmaster Aman Hambleton. He is one of the core members of the famous ChessBrah team. Quite a while ago we played some Bleach on chess.com and it turned into a 19-game match. It was a turbulent and fascinating ride, full of ups and downs, real fighting chess. Eventually he won the match 9-7 with 3 draws. There were many interesting games, but this one was both entertaining and highly instructive. Let's dive in. I played e4 and he responded with c6. d4, d5, so we have Caro-Kann, e5, and we played quite a bit of theory here. He played bishop f5, and I played the Tal variation h4, and now e6 is not an option because this bishop will be trapped in few moves, so here h5 is needed. It's the main move here, but the downside is that the h pawn can be a weakness later on. Bishop d3 takes, and now e6 is needed, otherwise white will play e6, and here bishop g5. This is quite a good outpost for the bishop, and now black plays queen a5 or queen b6. He played queen a5, but this is a quite interesting line. White can play knight d2, and now it's not a good idea to take this pawn immediately. If black takes it, black's queen side will get quite a shaky. Even black managed to trade the queens. This position is clearly better for white. White can even bring the rook to the action if needed, and this space advantage will give good prospects on queen side. Okay, but after knight d2, the main idea is to play c5, and white can respond with c4 here, and now we have very interesting central extension here. If black takes the pawn, the main idea is to play rook d1, and then white will have some compensation, and this position is a very interesting one. But okay, we didn't play that line in this game. He played queen a5, we check, knight d2, and now queen a6. This is a very standard idea in this kind of positions. Black tries to trade queens, because after queen trade I didn't do that, but after this this weakness is not so important, and there is no real danger for the king, and black can play c5 and try to create a weakness on d4. Black's position is very solid. According to the computer this is equal, but there is real risk that white doesn't have good plans, and it's easier to play with black pieces. Even f6 is now an option, because king can go to f7, and then there is no enough pieces to create pressure on e6. Okay, anyway, c4 is very natural. I played it, and he played knight h6, and knight is heading to the f5 square, which is a great outpost for the knight. I played knight e2. I think this is a better square than f3 now, and we will see the reason quite soon. He played knight d7. Actually here, according to the computer, black has to play something like c5 to keep this position playable, but it's very hard to play this kind of moves because black's king's position is much more weaker than white's. White can castle short, but there's no good options for black. Okay, he played knight d7, castling, and after knight f5 I played knight g3, which is the best move according to the computer. And the idea is to make a trade. If black trades knight with knight takes g3, white takes with pawn, and now there is a strong attack on f-file. Bishop is very well placed on g5, and queen f3 is winning immediately according to the computer, or at least it gives a very strong play for white. Okay, and if black plays something like g6, this is a very typical idea in this line. White can take here, black has to take with g-pawn. If e-pawn takes, white can even push e6 immediately or play rook e1 and e6. It's very dangerous for black, but this pawn move is playable immediately because there is many ways to create tactics okay, this is very good for white, but if you don't want to sack a pawn, you can just put rook on e1 and push e6 later. But after g takes f5, now h5 is a problem. White can play b3, for example, and now the knight is free to go to f3 like this. And if this trade happens, f7 is hanging, so there is no chance to make long castling, and this will lead a disaster immediately. So black has to keep king on the center, and white can try to create some play on queen side or use this h5 weakness when there is tactical chances to do so. Anyway, back to the game, and now we see that this move is quite natural because those other moves leads a comfortable game for white. Okay, he took on c4, and I took with knight b6, and now b3. There is no chance to trade knights because then white will have very strong center, and now this trade will follow if black doesn't play g6. Maybe it's possible to take on f5 here, but I didn't do that because I think this is even more threatening because there is very nice outposts for white's knights. He played knight d5, and it looks that black has also good knights, but white has better knights and also other things which gives white clearly a promising position. Here I played a4 to prevent any kind of b5 action, and now there is no squares for queen, so this can be a problem. Also, if black plays b6, then there is a weakness on c file, so this is kind of full domination. I mean that there is no good ideas for black anymore. So bishop e7 is quite natural. Black has to try something. I trade the bishops, and now I have a good square on d6, but I played g3 immediately somehow. Somehow it's not the best, but I just wanted to prevent any kind of knight jumps. He played rook d8, I played rook d1, maybe there is some tactical ideas for both, but this position keeps, I mean, white's position is still winning or close to winning, and here black tries to get queen to the game. I played queen d2 to unpin this knight, and maybe there is some prospects to get queen to the king side or support b4, king d7. I played knight d6, he played rook f8, rook c1, rook d8, rook c4, rook c8. Okay, I don't want to take this because my knight is much better than rook in this position. And here he played rook c7, queen c2. Now I'm ready to play b4, b5, and this will be the decisive idea. Okay, he played knight e7, b4, rook c8, and now suddenly I found out that there is checkmate in 2 moves. Okay, knight f6, check, queen, king d8, and quite a nice checkmate with 2 knights here. Okay, that was the story of this game. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.